Good morning, everybody. Roger Susanin here, coming to you live from the Channel 3 Eyewitness Digital Desk. And we have a lot of important information to share with you today, including breaking news. And that's where we want to start. We want to take you out to Bristol. I want to show you right now Channel 3's main website because there is a lot going on. As I mentioned, breaking news in Bristol. You can see the top story on our website is that a pedestrian was struck by a driver in Bristol and King Street is closed as a result. We've also learned that unfortunately that victim is a young boy, and we also have had a reporter at that scene throughout the morning, throughout the day here on Channel 3, and I want to take her live in just a moment here. But I first want to bring in Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Taylor Knight. So, Taylor, I know you have been there throughout the morning. What can you tell us about this ongoing and breaking situation in Bristol?
Well, Roger, we know that that boy was walking along King Street when he was hit by a car. He was taken to the hospital, but Bristol police do not have an update on his condition for us at this point. I do want to show you exactly what is going on here right now. This is the intersection of King and New Streets. There are still several officers and cruisers here investigating this crash. I want to point out the gray car right here. There's some damage to the front driver's side of the hood. It is bent and dented. There's also a backpack laying on the ground and also a sneaker that landed on a front lawn in this area. All of this is happening right near a crosswalk that goes across King Street outside of Jay's Liquor Store, and it's all just feet away from a playground here. Police still have King Street shut down between New and 5th Streets as they continue to investigate this crash. Again, Roger, we know that a boy was hit by a car here. We are still waiting for an update on his condition. Bristol police have not said whether anyone has been questioned or arrested at this point, but we will continue to bring you updates all day on air and online at WFSB.com.
And Taylor, I do want to ask you, we can see still a pretty large police presence. Have we seen them sort of sifting for evidence, taking photos? What have the officers on the scene been doing since you've been there?
So far, not much at this point. We did see them bring a couple of things out of the car, but they've been pretty inactive here at this point. But again, this did happen at 6:30 in the morning, so they just might be waiting until it gets, a little bit more into the day to investigate things here further.
Taylor Knight live in Bristol for us this morning. Taylor, thank you so much, and we know you'll bring us more information as soon as it comes into our newsroom. Again, that was Taylor Knight reporting, and we are tracking another big story for you today. This we first brought you as breaking news last night. As we learned about it, 78 solar workers will soon be out of a job at 3 separate locations, including one in Wethersfield. And if you take a look right now at the Channel 3 website, it is, again, one of our top stories this morning. Again, the situation with PosiGen. And I actually covered the story this morning. Let's take a listen to that.
Need to find new jobs because one company is shutting down.
Your reporter Roger Susanin explaining why the company says this mass layoff is happening. Good morning, Roger.
Yeah, ladies, this is a sad situation and a very challenging time in general in the renewable energy industry. It's for a whole bunch of reasons, including Donald Trump administration's decision to end certain tax credits, again, tied to that industry. And the upshot is that we will likely see more workers, according to experts, applying for unemployment benefits here at the Department of Labor. Unfortunately, it's already happening. The solar energy equipment supplier PosiGen is calling it quits here in Connecticut, completely shutting down all 3 of their facilities in our state. The move means 78 workers will lose their jobs in Danbury, Shelton, and Wethersfield. All of the layoffs will happen between this Sunday and October 4th. But the issues, of course, began much earlier. PosiGen executives warned state leaders last month that the termination of renewable energy tax credits has made getting financing impossible and thrown them for a loop. Writing in part, these business circumstances were not reasonably foreseeable and arose in an increasingly challenging economic environment that already has forced several other major companies in the renewables industry to cease or significantly reduce their operations. And by the way, if you do lose your job, experts say you need to act fast. One thing you should do on your final day of employment is apply for unemployment benefits here at the Department of Labor. If you do that, your benefits should begin within that same week. Reporting live in Wethersfield, outside the Department of Labor, I'm your reporter, Roger Susanin, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thousands of solar power workers in our state are about to lose.
And again, 78 PosiGen employees will lose their jobs. Again, the timeline on that is, again, the layoffs will begin this Sunday, and they will stretch through September 4th. They get a difficult time right now in the renewable energy industry for a lot of reasons, including the Trump administration's decision to get rid of certain tax credits that were tied to that industry. Now, listen, we also are tracking some positive news today, and that is today is actually Connecticut Day at the Big E. You are looking live right now at that space. You can see all the Connecticut signs up there celebrating our great state. For my money, of course, this is the best day of the entire Big E. So get on out there and enjoy it if you have time throughout the day. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Channel 3 Eyewitness News' digital desk. We're going to continue to follow the big stories that we just mentioned in this broadcast, as well as a whole host of others throughout the day here on Eyewitness News. And we'll also stream for you, as you're watching right now, on WFSB+. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you very soon here on Channel 3.